Today's lesson is taught by Mr. Counselor for Troubled Youths, Perich, who's here to remind you that you are amazing, just the way you are. Wait a minute, that's Bruno Mars. Enjoy the show. All right, I'm Mr. Counselor for Troubled Youths, Perich. As my cousin Nicholas told you, I'm going to be teaching you today a little bit about me. For those of you who want to know, I am an intern for guidance counseling over at the Norristown area high school, the school that you guys are going to go to soon. Listen, I'm not going to cap with you guys. I've been through a lot in my life, and I am now 3 years clean from a pretty severe Tide Pod eating addiction. Really rough time. I listened to my friends who were like, "Hey, man, try these Tide Pods," and I'm like, "They look delicious." And it took me a long time to get over it. But I'm clean 3 years, and I know what you're thinking. Weren't you clean then too, eating all those Tide Pods? Because it's soap. And you're right, but like I'm just saying, I haven't had a Tide Pod in 3 years. I believe every child is important. My shirt says "Be kind to everyone," so make sure you are. And I'm also in a band called Inhale Through the Nose, Exhale Through the Mouth. This is a band photo right here. Unfortunately, I was cropped out of it. I play keyboards. I don't know why they always seem to crop me out of the photos, but we're gonna make it big someday. We play a lot of really indie rock stuff, lots of covers, but that's my band. That's my band, and I'm sticking to it. All right, fam. Let's talk about what we're gonna learn today. Let's talk about it, fam. All right, I hope you're all paying attention. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that I know Miss Harris taught you last week, but we're going to break it down into a much simpler form. All right, I know went over this stuff with you, but I'm going to look at it from a different angle. Oh, angle, math joke. Very good. Happy belated Pi Day, everybody. Okay. So what we have here, we have h to the sixth times h. Now, I know Ms. Harris taught you some shortcuts, but some of you are like, shortcuts? What am I, what am I, getting a fade? No. Haircut. No, I mean, I'm talking about like, what if I just really don't understand how to do a problem like this? You know what I mean? Let's just put it this way. H to the sixth. What's that mean? Well, let's just say I have 6 haircut appointments lined up. Haircut, 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 haircut. Okay? And so H to the sixth, somebody's coming in late. Let me admit them. Yo, what up, bro? What up, bro? Okay, he's not responding. So I have h to the sixth. Looks like h times h times h times h times h times h. Also, if I look at this regular h right here, I'm going to attach another h. Now we count them all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 haircuts lined up. Pretty cool. But then Miss Harris taught you, oh, bro, that's too much work. That's too much work. So what I want you to do is, if you think you know what the answer, or tell you what is that? 8? I'm not. This is not the answer. But what I want you to do is, in the chat, write out your answer like this: 8, shift 6, and then pick the number. Pick the number that's going to be. All right. So I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds to put your answers in the chat. And then we'll see how many 8s there are here. 30 seconds. Give me my phone ready. 30 seconds, cuz. forgot that I have the AirPod in. 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds. I got one answer. Somebody needs to agree with her or disagree. Okay. So one of you said 8 to the 5th, 14th. So let's see if that makes sense. I have 10 eighths, so I would write out, I'll get my hands ready. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. That's 10 of them. 10 of them. And if I stack up 4 eighths next to it, that's 14 eighths. 8 to the 14th. Very good. Thank you, Marlena. Okay, dope. Lit work, fam. Lit work. So the trick behind these is if I see 3 squared times 3 to the third, that's just the same as 3, 3, because it's to the second power, 2 of them. And 3 to the third, that's 3 of them. And so we see 1, 2, 3, 3 to the 5th, because there's 5 of them. So basically what we're doing in the shortcut that Miss Harris taught you on Friday is that you're just going to add the exponents. A plus B, 2 plus 3 is 3 to the 5th. So I want you to do what Marlena did, but I want the rest of you to do it, to write out your answer in here, and I'm going to yell at you from Go Guardian. Okay, type out your answer in the chat. Okay, what do we got here? We have 3 to the 4th, 3 to the 4th. I like it. I like it. So you have a 3 and a 3 and a 3 and a 3. Or we could just say 2 plus 2 is 4, 3 to the 4th. Notice that we kept 3 the way it is. It's very tempting to say 9 to the 4th. I get it. I get it, bro. Bro, I get it. But we're not, what we have is we have 2 3s. So 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. We don't have 9s. We have 3s. This one's weird. I have 2 parentheses over here, and I have 6 parentheses over here, and we're multiplying things. Now, this is the same as that, where if I wanted to, I could say parentheses times parentheses times parentheses, 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 parentheses. And so write out in the chat, how many parentheses will I have? Marlene has already beat me to it. 2/3 to the 8. Very good, bro. Very good, fam. Good work, fam. Yas. Yas. Do people still say yas? Do people still say that, bro? No? Okay. Thank you for paying attention, Jaylene. It's still cool to me. Yo! What's this? What's this? Now, I want you to imagine, and I know you learned this on Thursday with Miss Harris. I want you to imagine that Pretend parentheses are bags. Okay? Pretend parentheses are bags. Here. I got my bag right here. So I want you to pretend parentheses are bags. And in each bag, I have 4 $5 bills. Why am I saying that? Let's break this down. Each bag has a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 5. Okay? So each bag has 4 $5 bills, yo. 4 $5 bills. And I have 3 bags. If I dump 3 bags out on the floor and each bag has 4 $5 bills, and this is what it's going to look like. 5, 5, 5, 5. That's one bag. Another bag. 5, 5, 5, 5. And another bag. 5, 5, 5, 5. How many 5s am I going to have at the end of the day? How many 5s am I going to dump out on the floor? How many 5s am I going to have? How many 5s? How many 5s? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What's that? Someone said 12. Very good. 12. So I'm going to have 5 to the 12th. And some of you might be thinking, bro, Mr. Counselor for Troubled Youth's Perich. Miss Harris taught me the other day that all I have to do is just take that number and multiply them. See? So I have 5 bags, and each bag I have 2 $4 bills. Right? Makes sense? So instead of just saying, 2 times 2, 5 times, or 4 squared 5 times, I'm just going to multiply these guys. Multiply these guys, and that'll give me 2 times 5, 4 to the 10th. Pretty lit, huh? Yeah, I think it's pretty lit. Yeah, look how happy she is. Look how happy she is. Okay. Look how happy she is. She's happy because she's learning math, baby. She's happy because she's like, yo, this is lit. This is, what other words can I use right now? This is, this is oof. This is flex. And this is Stan. Okay. Pretty dope. So I'm going to see if you can handle this one right here. Do this one first. I'm going to set a 30-second timer for this one right here. Set a timer for 30 seconds. I'm going to see if I can get a poll quickly. And I'm just going to write out, what's the exponent? All right, I have a poll up, everybody. Vote in the poll. All right, so we got a couple voters. I want you to make sense of this again. I'm going to use the same example that I used last time. You go to the fruit store and you order 12 bananas. 12 of them. Actually, I take it back. You have 3 bags. And each bag has 12 bananas. Bananas. And so you bring home 3 bags, and your mom's is like, what you got in those bags? What you got in those bags? And you're like, I've got 12 bananas in each bag. And she's like, no, you don't. Empty those out on the table. So you empty them out on the table. Well, how many bananas are going to fall out on the table? 3 groups of 12. 3 times 12, b to the 36 power. Right? Just multiply the exponents. Just multiply the exponents. And you'll get negative 3/4 to the, type out the exponent in the chat, please. What exponent are we going to get here if we have 2 groups of 5? Don't be scared. Well, oh, good. Okay. Look how happy she is. Okay. Yo, what's this? What are those? What are those? What are those? Well, I want you to imagine that you're renting an apartment, right? And there's 2 floors on this apartment. And upstairs you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the bottom you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. Right, because that's what we have. Okay, and you guys, you and your neighbors just can't stand each other. You just can't stand each other. You just want to fight. So this is what you're going to do. We all know that fighting is not the answer. Be kind, bro. Be kind. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to learn the hard way. And so you fight. And when you fight, who wins? No one wins. You listening, bros? I know some of you think you're all hard. I think some of you are like, oh, I'm finna fighting everybody I see. Oh, I'm from the streets. I'm finna fighting everybody I see. Hold on, somebody just got kicked out and I'm letting them back in. I'm finna fighting everybody. Well, no, that's not cool, bro, because when you fight, no one wins. So this 10 and that 10, they fight and they both lose. And that 10 and that 10 fight and they both lose. And that 10 and that 10 fight and they lose. And that 10 and that 10 fight and they lose. And that 10 and that 10 fight and they lose. And all these people lose. And what do we have left over? 3 tens. Where? On the top. So I have 10 to the third, nothing on the bottom. So we're just going to leave the people upstairs. And we have 10 to the third. Well, some of you are like, man, bro, I don't like writing out all those 10s, cuh. I don't like writing out those 10s, bro. Bro, I don't like it. Oh, now I have to write all these parentheses? Bro, no thanks. I could turn 8 and 5 into a 3 by taking the exponents and doing what? Subtracting them. So I don't need to write out parentheses -5, parentheses -5 a bunch of times. All I have to do is take 7 minus 5. And what is 7 minus 5, bro? What's 7 minus 5, bro? What's 7 minus 5, bro? Bro? Did someone say it? 2. So a lot of you are like, but what about those parentheses? Don't even worry about them, bro. I'm finna not going to worry about them. I'm finna not going to worry about them. You might call me a parentheses stan. Ms. Harris, do you understand half the words that I'm saying? Nope. Me neither. Okay, where am I? So the trick is, if you have something upstairs and something downstairs, right? If I have 7 5s living upstairs and 4 5s living downstairs, all these 5s just beat each other up and knock each other out. And so you're better off just saying, look, bro, I'm just going to take that top, the big number, and subtract the small number and leave it just like that, bro. I'm gonna leave it just like that, bro. Subtract them. Look how happy she is. She's happy because she's learning math. Okay, and looks like she has a little smiley face thing next to her smiley face. I'm down with that. I'm gonna make a poll quick. Set a timer for 1 minute. All I need you to do in the poll is write out what the exponent is. What's the exponent? The poll is up. Okay, so we're a little confused still, so make sure that you're with me, y'all. Make sure that you're paying attention. What did I do with my writing thing? It's right here. Very good. I've got 9 parentheses living upstairs. I've got 2 parentheses living downstairs. The ones upstairs and the ones downstairs, they fight. And 2 groups beat each other up so bad that they're just out. They're out. So if I remove 2 pairs, that leaves me with -3 to the 7th power. When I'm dividing terms of the same base, I subtract the exponents. So you could see the next one. Let's try it again. I'm going to make another poll, and I'm just going to ask you, what is the answer? And I'm going to set a timer for a minute. Okay, bros, the poll's up. Mixed messages again, bro. Subtract the exponents. 8.59 minus 6 is 3. Okay. Ooh. Now let's keep the same scenario, bro. You watching? Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. We've got upstairs. We've got 6 eighths. 6 eighths next to 2 eighths. So how many do I have upstairs? 8 eighths, because I add 6 plus 2. I have 5 eighths. So that is 8 to the 5th. Uh-oh, now we're going to fight. Now they're finna fight. Now they're finna fight. There's going to be a finna fight. Subtract the exponents. 8 to the 3rd. So combine on the one side first, then subtract the exponents. I'll give you a minute to do the next one. No poll. Set a timer for 1 minute. Set a timer for 1 minute. No poll. I just want you to put your exponent in the chat when you're done. We're doing X. All right, we have an answer and it's correct. Very good. If I have 11 X's upstairs, downstairs I have 10 of them, subtract X to the 1. Or you could just put X, because X to the 1 is the same thing as X. Very good, bro. Ooh. How many more do I have, bro? Let me see here. We've got... Ooh, so we have... Okay, let's check this out. Now we have different letters going on here. So let's write it all out. I have X, 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 because I've got 5 of them and then 1 on the bottom. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Y's and 2 on the bottom. So the rules don't change. The rules don't change because I have different letters. If I have 5 X's on top and 1 X on the bottom, I'm still going to subtract and end up with 4 X's. If I have 6 Y's on top and 2 Y's on the bottom, I'm still going to subtract and end up with 4 Y's. That's my answer. If we take a look at this middle one, if you're multiplying fractions, you're just multiplying straight across the top. So let me see. I have, I don't feel like writing out all those B's. Let me zoom up on that because my glasses aren't working very well. Didn't mean to do that. That's a 10. All right. So you know what? I don't feel like writing out 10 B's and 13 B's. And what is that? 5 more B's. If I have 10 B's, if I have 10 bananas living upstairs and I have 3 more bananas, 13. And I have 5 more bananas, 18. I've got 18 bananas upstairs. 18 bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. If I have 2 bananas living downstairs and I have 3 bananas living downstairs, I have 5 bananas. Now, when I subtract bananas, how many bananas am I going to have? Type it out in the chat. If I subtract bananas, 18 minus 5. 18 minus 5 is 18 minus 5. Type out the word 13. Type out the number 13. The answer is 13. 13. All right, we got one person. It's funny because I can see what they're doing and go Guardian, and half of them are paying attention. They're just refusing to write out the answer. It's cute. They're scared little teenagers. I get it. I was a scared teenager too. My body was changing. My voice was cracking. People telling me, here, try this Tide Pod. Lots of scary stuff. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do this one. Set a timer for 2 minutes. My cousin has a very annoying dog. All right, so getting ready for this thing to go off. I have 2 X's living upstairs and an X living downstairs. 2 X's up here, 1 down there. 2 minus 1 is X to the 1. I have 5 Y's living upstairs. I have 4 Y's living downstairs. 5 up here, 4 down here. 5 minus 4 is also 1, and the timer is going to go off now. All right. 2 more and we'll call it a day. Right? 2 more and we'll call it a day. Let me see here. You might remember that when you do these problems, you do what's called distributive property. So if I'm going to do 2, I have 2 times 2. Now, these are tricky problems. You won't see crazy problems like this, but if you can handle these problems, then you're in good shape. 2 to the second, C to the second, D to the, I have 2 groups of 4, so that's D to the 8. And I have C to the 5th, D to the 5th. Now, check this out. There's nothing like 2. So in my answer, 2 is going to be 2 squared. I have C squared living right next to C to the 5th. If I wrote out CC and I wrote out CCCCC, that's 7 C's. I'd like to sail the 7 C's someday. Ms. Harris, you get it? Sail the 7. Yeah, okay. Now I have, what else? I have 8 of them. I have 5 D's. 8 plus 5 is 13. So I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. And you try this one. This one's tricky. Try it. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Okay, so we've got that 4 going to the 2, 2 to the 4th. That's supposed to be a 2, 2 to the 4th. I've got that 4 going to that F, F to the 4th. I have 4 groups of 4 G's. So that's 16 G's. 16 G's. I have, what color was that? Red? I have 6 F's, F to the 6th, and I have 6 G's. All right, 2 is all by itself. Nothing like it. 2 to the 4th. I have 4 F's right here, 6 F's right there. F to the 10th. And then I have 16 G's and 6 G's, G to the 22nd. All right, fam. All right, squad. Never forget to smile. Okay? Never forget to smile. If you guys need me, you know where to find me. I'm going to stop recording now.